Your business feels fragile, stressful, and completely dependent on you chasing new customers. And if nothing changes, you don't get more freedom, you just get older, more burnt out, and stuck trading time for money. But YouTube creates leverage so that you can bring money into your business while you're offline, while you're out living your life. I've got 1,000 subscribers and I make twice as much as I used to, and I work half the time. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to use YouTube to stop chasing work, protect your time, and build a business that actually fits your life. So 12 months ago, I was working a 60-hour week in my video production business. I'd wake up, I'd check my emails, I'd get back to clients, I'd have last minute calls, I'd be putting out fires. Before I knew it, it was 4 PM and I hadn't actually done any of the things that grow my business. I was getting most of my clients from referrals and a bit of cold outreach, which was very, very time consuming. So some months were great and other months I was staring at my bank account, wondering how I was going to pay my bills. I felt completely trapped on this hamster wheel. And it started to really get to me. I felt like I was working harder than ever, but my business just wasn't growing the way that I wanted it to. I felt burnt out and I knew something had to change. So I started making YouTube videos. It was nothing fancy, it's just me talking to the camera like this about stuff I was learning about building a YouTube channel. So my first few videos got maybe 100 views and we got a few leads from people joining my email list. And after being consistent for about 3 months, somebody watched one of my videos, they booked a call with me and they became a client. And I couldn't believe it. I was so excited. And that's when I realized what I was doing to grow my business before wasn't wrong. There's just a much better way of doing it. So those 500 views actually generated me more money than the thousands of LinkedIn messages I sent over the past few months. And those LinkedIn messages that were cold outreach, I was interrupting strangers hoping they'd give me a chance and book a call. But the person that came through the YouTube videos, they'd already watched the content, they trusted me, and they knew that I could help them. So when they joined the call, they actually joined ready to work with me. So now 9 months into YouTube, I'm not spending 20 hours a week on networking and outreach and chasing leads anymore. Instead, I spend about 8 hours a week creating the content, and that content brings in clients. A few hours of focused work on the right things beats 12 hours of grinding on the wrong things. So what should we be working on as business owners? Well, your job should be to work on the things that give you the most leverage. So think of it like this. Imagine trying to pick up a massive rock. You might be able to do it yourself, but you'll use up lots of energy and you'll most likely hurt your back in the process. But if you build something like a seesaw which gives you leverage, with just a little bit of energy, you'll be able to lift the rock high up into the air. And that's what YouTube does for your business. It gives you leverage. So now we have creators like Dan Coe and Justin Welsh who are one-person businesses and they turn over millions a year working 3 to 4 hours a day creating content, all because they have leverage. So there are 3 stages of growth that you'll go through as your audience grows and you get more leverage from YouTube. I got this concept from Greg Hickman, who describes this really well in his video. So make sure you check that out after. I'll link it somewhere up here. So here's how Greg breaks this down. You have clients, then members, then customers. So let me show you exactly what this means. Level 1, high-ticket clients. So if you're a coach or consultant, your high-ticket client is your one-on-one intensive work. This is your hands-on support. If you're a service provider, this is your done-for-you service. You're actually doing the work for them. Either way, this is high touch. The client has lots of access to you and it's high ticket. It's the thing that you charge the most money for. So to give you some context, my high ticket service is building YouTube channels for our clients. So we write the scripts, we edit, we create the thumbnails, we do all the time consuming things. But we can only take on so many clients because it takes us so much time to deliver. So the more clients we have, the more of our time it takes and the more employees that we need to hire. So we've limited this to 5 to 6 clients. We'd rather work with a few people who we genuinely enjoy working with than hire a massive team and scale a big agency. And that's just a choice that we made. So my YouTube channel is at the stage where it's attracting these high ticket clients. I either send them the videos directly during the sales process and the videos do the selling for me, or people discover me through the YouTube channel, they book a strategy session and they become a client. So I'm not going to networking events anymore and I'm not spending all day on outreach. I just create the videos and this helps the right people find me. So this channel is already starting to give me leverage. But here's the issue with level 1 and relying solely on high ticket clients. Let's say you charge $2,000 a month per client. So you have 5 clients and that equals $10,000 a month. If you want to double your income to $20,000 a month, you need double the clients, so 10 clients in this case, which means double the delivery, double the time, double the stress, and even hiring more people. So even with YouTube bringing clients to you, if you want more revenue, you're going to run out of time pretty quickly, or you're going to end up managing a massive team. So that's why you need level 2. Level 2 is members. Now, as you start to build your YouTube audience and you become more established and you have real client results that you can share, people will see you as the expert. They'll want to know how you got those results and what your system is. And that's when you can start to offer level 2. So here's the difference. Instead of doing all the work for them, you're doing it with them. So this could be group coaching, cohorts, communities, whatever format works best for you. So it's a blended model. You're teaching them the process and you're giving them the frameworks. You might build 1 or 2 things for them, but they're doing the implementation themselves with your guidance. So this is so much less time intensive because you're not doing all the delivery work. You build some assets once. This could be templates and frameworks and tutorial videos, and then you can use them for every new member. So for us, we've started offering coaching where we teach business owners how to build a YouTube channel that gets them sales. And because we're not doing everything for them, we can take on way more people without it being too time intensive, and we don't need to hire any more employees. So they still get the same results, it just requires a bit more work on their end. With our done for you service, we handle 5 to 6 clients, but with our coaching, we handle up to 20. So as your audience grows on YouTube, so does your credibility, and the demand for this service will increase, and then you can also increase your rates and be selective about who you work with. So here you have more leverage than level 1, but you're still capped by your time. You're still taking calls, you're still giving feedback, you still need to be there. So that's why level 3 exists. So the final level is customers. And this is where you sell low-ticket products. Now you can think of this as the entry point into your ecosystem. They watch your video, they buy your $50 product, they love it, and some will move to become members or clients if you have capacity. Now these 3 levels all start to work together as one ecosystem. What makes level 3 so interesting is it requires almost zero input from you once it's built. So Danko has gone all in on this model. He makes upwards of $3 million a year working 4 hours a day. He just creates content and he sells digital products. He doesn't do sales calls or do any client work. So as your audience grows, you start to make more sales automatically. You spend your time creating content like YouTube videos, and the content does the selling for you. People find you through your videos, they start to trust you, they buy your product. And what's great about this model is if you've been focused on level 1 and 2, you already have all the assets to create the digital product. For us, we've created script writing assets and SOPs and tutorial videos for all of our clients. You can grab that below. All of those assets become the product. We can just package it up and sell it. We helped our client Tom build his first digital product, which was a wilderness survival course. Now all he does is he makes YouTube videos and he writes a newsletter once a week, and this funnels people into his business. So he generated $30,000 in 30 days, and he now makes a very good living working a few hours a week, and the rest of the time he can spend roaming around the hills in Scotland. And that's what's possible once you have an audience on YouTube and you build your leverage. So here's how to think about this. You start with level 1, which is your high ticket clients. You prove your system works. You get case studies and testimonials. As your channel starts to grow, you add in level 2. You can teach this system to people instead of actually doing the implementation, which is way more scalable. Eventually, you build towards level 3, where you package up everything you've learned and you let the content do the selling for you.